first lorry on the boat. Then again, we have been waiting here ages. And it's boiling hot here. Boiling hot. Pride of Kent. Well, that's the old tub we're on today, and as you can see, we're the first bit of traffic to go on this. And because we have dangerous goods or hazardous chemicals, as it's called, we'll have to go right out to the very front of the boat. And there we are. There's the view you get now from right the very front of the boat, and you can see the lads there at the back. They always chain down these hazardous trailers for some reason. They always chain them down. So that's a good look at Dover on the 1st of August. It's absolutely baking. I think it's about 30 or 30 more degrees here. There's another FerryLink ferry. That's another one of the companies that operates out of Dover here. That's just them heading out now. It's a much smaller company. I'm not sure. I think it's probably owned by a French company, whereas P&O have the majority of the work here, really. I don't know what, as I said, companies work for them, but here's a quick look at the men at work. Just putting on the chains. They wouldn't normally do that now if you're inside or you didn't have hazardous. They just wouldn't normally do it, but there you have it. Alright. Well, this is where we're at now on the A3 in the direction of Frankfurt, and we're in a pretty serious delay. It's signed for roadworks, but we're really not moving, and we've lost a half an hour already, and we've only gone about a kilometre. So we're moving now, but 2 inches. Or 2 feet, I don't know, but I'll tell you, here's a signpost, Wurzburg 89. We're 85 kilometres from Frankfurt still, and we're really sort of badly delayed now. So an hour later we're still in this traffic jam. You can see way maybe in the distance there, but what they have here is they have these points set up to give water to people who are looking for a drink. Just to give you an idea how bad that traffic is, over an hour now, and I stopped, and there's like a Red Cross crowd, and they're handing out these glasses. After giving me a glass, I just tasted it there. It's like iced tea or one of those lemon sort of drinks. It's probably some kind of a isotonic drink. It's fairly cloudy looking, but I wasn't going to say no, you know. So we're back to the same shit again. This is heartbreaking now. I might as well tell you now at this stage. We lost an hour and a half already in traffic, and we're back. We got about an hour's work done, took our break because we lost so much time. We're back on the road. Let me see how long we're back on the road. We're back on the road 24 minutes, and we're back into the same shit. It's scruffy. This is just too much, like, you know. Any other country in Europe, it's nothing. This doesn't have the same nonsense as this. Okay, if you want to do a bit of road works, do it a bit at a time, and then leave the rest of the road open. Don't close off fucking 40 miles of road and then toddle. And then they're fucked off then for the weekend on their break, or maybe their bank holiday. They're gone on for 4 days, and they leave us to sit in this. It's a fucking joke. It really is. Germany, get your fucking act together. I'm just looking at that thing in front of us there. I don't know where that registration is from. It's not Belgian anyway, but it looks like it. They say, you know, old Scanias never die, you know, they just get recycled. There's a, I'd say it's probably a 143, or sorry, a 144, maybe a 19, when did they come out? 97, 98. So it's about 14 years old, but you can see, like, it's up on the back of that trailer there, and I'd say it's headed for Taliban land, you know. More than likely going to, could be Russia or Bulgaria or one of those countries way down, you know, southern, western, eastern Europe. So, like, if they can come all the way from that part of the country just to collect that, it just shows you that the value of Scania and what they are, and the reason that they are expensive is because they last. And you might think that's a heap of crap on the back of that trailer, but I can guarantee it's not. It's very straight looking. Okay, the wing kit needs to be fixed on it, but they're only cosmetic stuff. How many Volvos would you see that old sitting on the back of a trailer like that that are not on their way to the scrapyard? Not very many. So it's a good testament to Scania that no matter how old they are, somebody will always want them. And I, for one, will be a Scania man. So it's, you know, it's, for me, it's the only truck to have. You know, the DAF is a great lorry to live in. I have to say that now. In fairness to DAF, cab-wise they're great, but Scania still is the king. They don't call it the king of the road for nothing, you know. And there's another king of the road away, just to start in a different kingdom. You know, he's done his work in Germany or wherever, and he's on his way to start a whole new life in a different country. Scania, you're only man. So we're after spending 21 hours in a service area, we're back on the road now, heading south down towards the Austrian border. There's still a little bit of unsure about the actual time that we're allowed to move at. My instructions are it's from 7 a.m. this morning until 6 o'clock this evening. So I'm at the German-Austrian border, at the last service area before you go into Austria. I'm here since 10 o'clock last night, and I have to stay here for a total of about 28 hours. My facial expression can probably tell you what I think of doing that. What happened was, you see, if you can see it in the rear view mirror there was lads parked out there on the forecourt, and they really were, in fairness, blocking the place. So that guy over there you can see in the distance with the blue trailer, he was one of the ones that they moved, but he was lucky enough to get a space over there. The other ones, they shunted them on forward up towards where the other trucks are parked. You can barely see it there, you can see a yellow curtain in the distance. And one guy went up there and parked, and then 10 minutes later a different police car came in and told him to get out of there. So, you know, what can you do? You have to, you know, you have to obey what the police tell you to do. But I mean, the way, as I said, the way out of that for me was to avoid having even to talk to them. I just locked up the truck and left it. And I always went away and I sat over, as I said, I sat over on a bench looking over and waiting to see. But they didn't come near me. They didn't come near, they didn't knock on my window. Your man wanted them to move me and they said, no, there's nothing wrong with where he's parked. He's not blocking anybody. And I'm not blocking anybody. So, to you, Mr. Service Area Manager. So, according to this, there's the sign for Italy. So we must be on the Italian side. Just to give you an idea how far up we are, you can see there's a village down there that's covered by a cloud. See that there? That's a cloud. That white thing you can see there in the distance. There's that twat in the black car gone by there. That's the clown that tried to pull in front of me there back just before we got up the mountain. Fucking idiot. I don't know what kind of a registration number is on that. It's definitely Eastern Bloc somewhere. It could be one of the Russian states, but it's definitely not anything European. It's not Bulgarian or Romanian or anything like that. It's definitely some, but he's got some bloody neck, I'll tell you, just straight in on top of me to try and get into the service area because he didn't want to queue behind the lorries. But he missed the exit and he got in front of me too late, and I lifted him out of it with the horn, and he went back out again. Then he pulled back out. But you can see there, like all them boys on the way up the hill there. I think it's a long road ahead for them, lads, I'll tell you that. But I don't know what we're facing on the way down here now, but it's a long road for them guys. They're not even moving, they're just queuing there to get going, you know. We're down now into this kind of mist cloud that we were looking at a few minutes ago. A truck train. A train with a load of lorries on it. I was on that once before. Right job altogether. So I'm here in this factory in Italy, and there was about 4 or 5 trucks here unloading, and in fairness they were all before me, but they all got done one after another. Now the whole thing's come to a stop. I'm sitting here now, I'm the only one left. Everyone else is gone, and they're gone as well. I don't know where they're fucking well gone. It's 25 past 12 here now. Are they going to leave me sitting here now until 2 o'clock? Fucking Italians. It's unbelievable, this country. Anywhere else now you go in Sweden, anywhere else you go, Germany, you go in and you're there a half an hour maximum, and you're tipped. I'm here now. I'm here 2 hours now, right? 2 hours, and there's nothing happening. Everyone else is gone. All the other trucks are gone, and I'm left sitting here. You know, the forklifts even parked in there. They're not even doing anything. So frustrating. This is the thing with the Italians, you know. Hey, you know, tomorrow, mañana, domani. So we're 265 kilometers from Milan, but we're not going that way. We're going up the Brenner Pass again, back into Austria. We're loaded in Treviso there, a full load of handball boxes that's going to Dublin. The information at the moment is that I'm shipping it from Rotterdam. The trail. We're just about 2 hours into our journey back to Austria. We've come along the A4 from Venice back in towards Milano, and we've taken a right turn at Verona, and it's bringing us up north into the Austrian mountains via the Brenner Pass. There's Lake Garda, sign Garda, 5 kilometers. The mountains ahead are kind of covered in sort of a cloud, so it's very hard to see them. But we're on an incline all the time here now, even if it's very mild one at the moment. We're still climbing, and this will be the beginning of, you know, what's going to be a fairly arduous climb to get up over the Brenner Pass into Austria and down the far side and back into Germany, where we'll leave us right at the very bottom of Germany, just below Munich. My plan of attack tonight is to get as far as Nuremberg, but that entirely depends on what the traffic is like going up this hill. If the traffic's light enough, we might very well make Nuremberg, or just below it. And if the traffic is the same as it was when I was coming down yesterday, then I would be very surprised if we made it. They'd be more like Munich. But it'd be really nice to get north of Munich anyway, because Munich's a nightmare, like any city in the morning time, and the way my hours are running, I'll be leaving early in the morning, and I'm just going to hit traffic in Munich, and I don't want to do that.
Please drive to highlighted route.
Oh, the fucking sat-navs had a fucking meltdown.
Recalculating.
Oh, fucking shut up, will you?
Recalculating.
Shut up. Just switch it off there. That bloody thing goes on the blink every now and again. Just looking, I don't know if you can see it in the distance there, there's a big church. It looks like some kind of a church or something up there on the hill. I'll tell you, it's fair play to them, like, you know, back in the day when that was built, how they managed to get all the stone and everything they needed up that high. Because it's a fair bit of work now involved in that. It really does stand out on the mountainside. There's still wine going currently. You can still see all the wine. I'm assuming it's wine, grapes or whatever. Or it's been done for wine. Look, it's like Valpolicella wine comes from the north part of Italy as well, and quite a famous brand. That's all I can see around me anyway, is wine growing and grapes. Would be with the heat, like, because we're 96 degrees Fahrenheit now. Sure, that's into the 30s centigrade. So we haven't really done any major climbing as yet. It's kind of the calm before the storm, as it were. We've another maybe 100 kilometers or so to go before the serious hills start. But as I'd already said, we're quite light, so it shouldn't really cause us any great difficulty. If there's 3 lanes, we'll be allowed to overtake. It's only when we have 2 lanes and you have some of the Taliban with their 44 tons trying to get up the hill in front of you that it slows the whole thing up. But other than that, it should be fairly okay. It's not a bad time of the day. It's like, it's not evening rush hour, it's not morning rush hour, it's kind of in between, you know. So I'm hoping that that'll make a difference. It's just 5 to 2 here in the afternoon. So please God that we won't get held up in the traffic and we'll be able to get up at the hill and down the far side before the rush hour. It's Breno and a signed little A for Austria. It is a fairly straightforward road. It's not like there's 4 or 5 different junctions up here. It's all one road going over one hill. So it's like, it'd be difficult to get lost, you know, which is no harm. Especially when you're coming and going for the first time over it, you know. You're always that sort of a little bit apprehensive, thinking, oh, should I turn off here, should I turn off there? But there's no issue with this, and it's a very good road. Like, it's not like a mountain track we're going up. It's dual carriageway the whole way up over the hill and down the far side. And at points it's 3 lanes. So there couldn't be any complaining about that. Rovereto 12, Trento 37, Brennero 179. So that's about 2 hours and 10 minutes in this jalopy. In a Scania you probably do it in about 1 hour and 50 minutes. Yes, well, you know, yes, indeed, yes. We're a little further on up the road. Still not climbing any serious hills, but I'm getting held up now. Things have slowed down considerably now. The amount where I'm only doing just literally between 60 and 70 kilometers an hour. You see their little houses up on the hill. Possess anyone to want to live up there, really, seriously, like. You can't just go to the local for a few pints, can you? Unless the local's in your shed, of course, obviously. But no real climbing done yet, but a little bit disappointed now that the pace is not a little bit quicker, because we haven't really hit the serious hills yet, you know. And when we do, it's bound to be a bit slower than this. No real reason for them lorries to be going so slow. I mean, it's not as if they're going up on the incline. They're not going up on the incline at all yet. They're just meandering along, you know. Look at this thing, it's gone mental again, look. It really is. There's something wrong with that joker, you know. That has to be updated or reprogrammed, because it loses track of itself, you know, it gets lost all the time, you know. Not much of a help, to be honest. Switch it off again. So we started going through a series of pipes now anyway. But you know, we have to say we did 3 hours and 30 minutes of good solid driving. But we're getting slowed down, as I said. Now these 2 guys in front, there's no real need for them to be crawling as much as they are, you know, because we haven't really hit, as I said, we haven't really hit any hills yet. Not really any trucks behind me as such, more so cars, but the cars will fly by, you know. But if I get an opportunity now with a lane that I'm allowed to drive in, I'll be gone, be out. I have this, just coming down the mountain here now on the Austrian side, they have this nonsensical 40 kilometer speed limit for trucks. Now, they've probably picked the worst possible scenario. Some Bulgarian with no retarder in the 1950s, and they said, oh yeah, well, he shouldn't really go any more than 40 kilometers an hour. So everybody else, oh shut up, everybody else with the light loads now and going down this hill with retarders that could quite easily go down at 80 k's, quite comfortably and safely go down at 80 k's, have to sit behind, you know, have to sit there at 40 kilometres. I mean, it's a fucking nonsense. It's way too slow. Absolutely no goddamn need for it, and it's more dangerous because you're stepping on the brake all the time trying to keep to 40 kilometres. It's not really as steep of a road. They really need to update that speed limit. You have cars going by there at 100 kilometres for the cars, you know, on caravans, and then we're down here to 40 kilometres. You know, so that's a fucking nonsense. Bit of a nasty traffic jam there, heading southbound, and I'm glad I'm not in that. Must be 5 or 6 miles of standing traffic. I don't know, I didn't see anything on the way up there that should have caused that. But you have an awful lot of people there now, lads, as well, with their hours ticking away and stuck in that traffic. A lot of them have their doors open, people out having cigarettes, standing around walking, but it's extremely frustrating. And I feel their pain, believe me, because I was in one of them in Germany there a couple of days ago, where it took me nearly an hour and a half sitting in traffic like that, going nowhere fast. I mean, there's got to be loads and loads and loads of trucks. Loads of them. I don't know what them guys are worried about in the motorbike. Should they be able to bounce up past all that? There's the tail end of it there now by the look of it. Oh, that's nasty. That's real nasty. I do feel for those people, I really do, honestly. Because that is the last thing that they need now as well. A massive big queue of traffic like that. We're just on the ring road, the Munich ring road. We're going to follow in direction in Nuremberg. And you can see that sky up ahead there is very, very dark. It looks like there's plenty of rain, but I don't mind, because when you get rain like that, the atmosphere is much cooler afterwards. But like it's 77 degrees now Fahrenheit, so that's cool enough. That'll do me. That's okay for sleeping in, but it's even better again if it makes a shower, because it'll be even cooler again. We have about 40 minutes driving time left, which is grand. We'll be finishing up at 20 to 8, and we'll be taking our time off then from there. Bit of a thunder and lightning situation going on up there. I can see a couple of flashes in the sky. Yeah, but this is the weather that they've been having here recently. You know, very strong winds out there at the moment, so I'd say there's going to be a serious downfall of rain somewhere. Now we might sidestep it, I don't know, but we've been doing okay now road work wise, and I just hope that it continues now. We don't get stopped in a bloody nice traffic jam this hour of the night. It'd be too much, you know. We've been doing fairly well all day now, didn't really get held up at all. So Nuremberg is 167 kilometres from here. We'll not do that this evening. We might do the 67 kilometres bit, and it leaves it 100 kilometres to Nuremberg, which is not, you know, it's alright. I'll be pleased enough tomorrow if we can get to the border. It'll be a full day's work now, mind you, and it'll be all daytime driving, so we will be held up. I mean, there's no point in even dreaming that we're not going to get held up, because we will do, but hopefully it won't be too bad, you know. That's a really strange one. You have lashing rain and clouds, and then in the distance then on the left you have a very, very bright, brilliant sunset, all mixed in together. That's pretty nasty now. That is pretty nasty rain there. See the roads getting flooded here in front of us in parts there, so we'll just hang back just a tiny bit. In case anything kicks off. Oh, it's only a shower, it'll pass like in a couple of minutes, but see the temperature gone down now to 65 degrees Fahrenheit, which is lovely. Nice and cool compared to 101 degrees, which is kind of torturous. So I'd say that's the worst of it over now. We're after driving through the worst of it there. So we're going to stick on the Alpha 9
1.3 kilometers, keep left onto A9.
and let the rest of them go off there that way, whatever they want, Stuttgart or whatever direction they want to go in. Berlin, Regensburg, Landshut. Landshut! Landshut! I saw a sign for Landshut! So there's where my sister lives. If you're to go that road there,
Keep left onto A9.
follow Stuttgart, Dregendorf, Passau and Landshut. And that's where they live over that way. But they're not there at the moment, they're in Belgium, so no point in me stopping, even though I probably could actually. There's no point because they're not there. You can see that sun there now on the left hand side.
Drive 48 kilometers.
It's
on
a really,
A9.
really bright, weird sort of weather, like, you know. It'd be a great one for the storm chasers in America to have tornadoes and stuff. But there you can see the brilliant sunshine trying to sneak through between the clouds. And then ahead then you have this pretty drastic rain. But our temperature has gone down to 65 degrees, which is, it's balmy. Well, it's such a relief considering what we had to sit in last night down in Italy. It was absolutely torture-esque, to put it mildly. So I see a service area coming up here, and I was going to see the one after that because we're just a little bit early now. See how many miles away this one is. This is 1,000 meters away. 1 kilometer, but the next one, when is the next one? Oh, 61 kilometers. No. We'll have to take this one. We'll have to take this one. That's if there's any room in it. We'll go in and have a look anyway and see. We'll go in and have a look and see. Hopefully there will be a bit of room, because the next service area is not for 61 kilometers. So that's a no-no. It's bound to be packed. They're all German service areas at this hour tonight are all packed. They're all in them since 5 o'clock, you know. But all we can do is go in and have a look. See if we can find somewhere to park. Oh look, I can see it already, sure, look. Hold on. I might just get here, will I? That nearly do me there, would it? Not in anybody's way there, am I? There's a nice Volvo over there, isn't it? Don't like Volvos, but I mean that looks like a nice one there. I'll just have a quick... Well, we're into our next day and we're 3 hours and 50 minutes done this morning. 68 degrees Fahrenheit, a lot cooler, thanks be to God. And so far we have no traffic, really, to speak of. It's been very quiet on the roads. We've gone up through Nuremberg, which I was expecting to be, we hit that about 7:30 this morning. I was expecting that to be bad, and actually it wasn't. So there's been lots of rain and stuff here. There's no harm, you know, clear the atmosphere a bit. But no, there's no nothing really to bother us so far. You know, I do qualify that by saying so far, because you just never know when it's going to kick off, you know. But at the moment we're just tipping along. We have I want to try and make it to Aston truck stop in Holland this evening. It's a secure place to park, and with the load I have on, it's probably the safest place to go to. It's also got a nice shower facilities and stuff there as well, you know. So other than that, we're just following our nose. You see there, Cologne, Frankfurt,
Calculate.
Oh, shut up. Fucking thing is driving me mad. It's all over the place all day today. Recalculating for what? I've been on the same road for the last 2 hours. What are you recalculating for? No, fucking thing drives you mental. I don't know what is wrong with that. You know?
Drive 43 kilometers on A3.
Yeah, and it was 53 an hour ago, or just say 10 minutes ago. I know that. I know what road I'm on, bitch. Anyway. Another poor sod getting done there. Well, this is the first real delay we've had all morning. And I suspect it's in the same place, but actually the amazing thing about it is they're actually working on it. Look, there's actually people working there, which is incredible. Normally, like, you don't see anybody. I suspect this is probably the same place as the chronic delay was coming the other direction. I could be wrong now. Could be wrong, but it looks quite similar. Like, but you know, at least they're actually doing something there. We're 117 from Cologne and 53 from Koblenz. Like, a bit slow there to start, but we're like, once everybody gets into their lane, you know, there's no issue. I did jump out into the second lane there at one stage because there was a load of trucks flying by me, and I said, "Feck that! Like, I'm not sitting here while all them are going bombing by." But I soon realised that we had to get back into the other lane, and the guys who were already in the lane, who were sitting around watching us bombing by, were not too happy about letting us back in. Lucky enough, it was a Dutchman that let me back in, Hessers, or whatever you call them. But the Germans, oh no, they ain't letting. They wouldn't even let their own back in. Never mind a foreigner. So I really can't blame them either. Like, you know, if I'd have known that I was going down to one lane, I probably would have stayed where I was. But I just thought to myself, hold on a second, and maybe they're all going off at a different junction, and I'm sitting here like a fool, you know. But it's all right. It's going to be a bit slow for a while, but at least we're moving and we're not sitting around. You know, that's the main thing, because that's the killer when you're not moving at all. I'd say it'll be all right. Give it a couple of miles maybe, and as long as it's moving, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So this is what Rotterdam looks like at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's fairly industrialised, and I can guarantee you one thing, that unless you had a navigation system with you, you would not find anything here. It's just unbelievable that the maze of roads, signs, havens, exits, different motorways crisscrossing each other the whole time. You wouldn't have a hope in God's damn hell of finding anything in here unless you had actually a postcode for it. Now, I've been here before and I got so badly lost that I had to take a 45-minute break and then try and start again. It was extremely stressful. I came to drop a trailer here before, and the address I got was given wasn't accurate, and I was tortured. And that's the only way you could use to describe it. Absolutely tortured for an hour and a half trying to find it in the dark. The only advantage I had was it was 10 o'clock at night time. And there was no traffic around, but it really was a pain. I just kept coming back to the same place again until eventually I found some guy on a bike and I showed him it, and I was literally right next door to the place I was looking for, but there was a road in the way and I couldn't get across and I couldn't figure out how to get over to it. But he drew me a little map and I was able to do it, but it was torturous now. And I remember when I was in there, I said, right, that's it. So I saved it to my favourites. So please God, it's going to take me there now, and I'm going to land straight into it. And that will, you know, make a big difference to my day, because this kind of nonsense and this kind of stress.
In 700 meters, take exit 13 on right towards Rosenberg, then bear right.
So this is what it's telling me now. So with a bit of luck,
take exit 13 on right towards Rosenberg, then bear right.
So this is the exit now they're talking about. I'm assuming it's Cobble Freight I'm going to. It doesn't say Cobble Freight on the actual address, but I go there first, and if it's not there, I'm sure they'll know where it is.
In 350 meters, bear right onto Drumsbalder, then turn left.
Okay.
Bear right onto Drumsbalder, then turn left. Turn left on Drumsbalder.
Yeah, this looks it looks familiar anyway.
Continue 500 meters, then turn left on Messy Web.
See, this is the problem I had. I was actually on the right road the last time. I just thought I was on the other side of the road. The Mersey-Weg is the actual road, and I was actually on the right road. But there was a big yard in front of me where I was, and I just couldn't get, all the gates were locked, and I just couldn't get to where I was going, and it was so frustrating. So
turn left on Messy Web, then enter roundabout.
I think this is more or less where we're at now. I hope, anyway. Hey, managed. Give himself a lash. Okay. Left here.
At roundabout, take third exit to Messy Web.
Like, I've still only ever been here once before, like, you know, and it's a while ago, so I never ever assume anything. Never assume anything, never. No, I'm not even sure if this is the right place, but this is where I'm going to go in, and I'll ask them. Geez, your man's making a fucking meal of that, isn't he? Crawling along. What's he crawling for?
Arriving at Cabelford Returdum.
So now we have to try and find a area where we can get the toll, because we have to get the toll in the first service area we come to. Otherwise there will be trouble. And we don't want trouble. So here we are, Friday morning, and we're just back on the road. We parked here in this place last night, Park Shun restaurant, whatever they call it. Now, you pay €10 to park, but you get a €5 voucher for the restaurant. And I can tell you, it's well worth it. You have absolutely everything you want in the shop. All the truck stuff, if you want truck stuff.
Recalculating.
Oh, shut up.
Continue 2.2 kilometers, then make a U-turn.
Bloody sat-nav on the blink again. You know, I'm on the same road. You know, I haven't turned anywhere, on a straight piece of road, and the thing is run off into the field somewhere. I don't understand what's wrong with it, I really don't. you were very unsure of where you were going now as you do your head in. Well, we got loaded now in Utrecht, and I'm after making a major fuck up, and it just shows you no matter how long you're on the road, you always have to concentrate on what you're doing, because if you don't, you're going to come into bother. I have loaded on 25 pallets, and 17 of the pallets are IBCs, which are like big drums with liquid in them. And rather than standing watching as he was loading them and saying to him, no, you have to put the light pallets at the front to keep the weight off the pin and put the heavy ones at the back, I was too busy gabbing, talking and not watching. And as a result of that now, he's loaded 17 pallets of IBCs from the front all the way back, which means that I'm overweight now on my front, on my back wheels of my unit. And it's entirely 100% my fault. Well, that's us back in Calais. We're just on the final run into the port here now. We got up this morning at 5 o'clock because we had our 9 hours taken off at that stage. And there was no need to take 11 off because we were due to take a 9, so we took a 9. And I parked in Verne, which is where we get our diesel, and it looked fairly secure. I got out this morning and I checked the trailer. I checked the bond cord on the back of it, and that's the cord that runs alongside of the trailer that you use to secure it. Well, the best way you can, like. And it didn't seem to be didn't look to be tampered with to me anyway, so I'm pretty confident that there's no clandestines or stowaways, as they call them, in the back of the trailer. I'm pretty confident now because I was a good hour from Calais, you know. You can never be 100% sure, but I'm as sure as I can be without going into the back of the trailer, which I don't want to do, because if they were in the back of the trailer and you went in at the back of the trailer, you could get stabbed or anything, you know, and I ain't going to do that, you know. So we'll go through the X-ray machine down here, and they'll throw in the machine that senses carbon dioxide. In other words, they have this probe that they stick inside the trailer, and they can detect carbon dioxide, which is breath, and they can detect that straight away, and that tells them whether there's someone in there or not. Hopefully there won't be too big of a queue, and I have hazardous on, so hopefully I won't be delayed too long. But you just never know down here. That's another long day done. We left Verne this morning at 5 o'clock, and that's more or less 12 hours ago now. And it took us an hour to get to Calais from there, and then we waited for 2.5 hours for a boat in Calais that took another hour and a half. So we didn't get off that boat in Dover until 9:45 in the morning, from 5 o'clock start. And then we proceeded up the M20 onto the M26 and onto the M25, and from the moment we reached the end of the M26, the traffic on the M25 was as bad as I've never seen it as bad. So we lost an hour and a half in that traffic. Just about scraped into Warwick Services on the M40. Took our 45-minute break and not a second more. And what we did then was we headed north on the M40 onto the M5. Another little hold up there, but not much. And then proceeded up into Birmingham onto the M6, straight up the M6, and we've just turned left now onto the M62, which is the road, the motorway that goes into Liverpool. So we proceed in here a couple of miles, and then we go on to the M57, I think it is. That'll bring us right along Liverpool, and we'll go left then at the bottom of that road, and that'll bring us in then on the National Road in through the housing estates. I should say past them. And and that should bring us to the dock area where we have to get this ferry from.